Stephen Dempster's in the house. He's first here again. Good evening to you, Stephen. How are we doing, dude? Good evening, everybody. Nina's here, Viola's here. Seeing all the cheeky peekies here. We'll just give people a few minutes to join. How is everybody? While people are kind of joining us. Good evening, Stephen. How you doing, mate? Lawrence is here. Awesome. It's brilliant, isn't it? This is absolutely brilliant. We really are creating a little bulletproof family here, as I like to say. Andre's here. Thanks to everybody for joining. We're just going to give people a few minutes to join. For those who are here for the first time, I might have just stumbled across this Periscope. My name is Ross. I'm an actor and I'm a voiceover agent. I'm not a voiceover agent at all. I'm a voiceover artist from Manchester in the UK. Shelley's here. Hello, Andre. Yeah, and I do these scopes every night in the UK, 10 PM. So depending on where you are in the world, obviously time's gonna be different. Wow, I'm here, Patricia. Yes, you are. You are here. Welcome. Hey, Shelley, how you doing? I still have to lean in, guys. I still have to keep leaning in when I'm trying to read these names. I will get an iPad soon, which is big. Hello from Mexico. Wow. We've got some Mexico in the house. So yeah, so people from Mexico ain't gonna really know who I am. I probably haven't been on one of these scopes before. We talk on an evening in the UK here, or wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is. All things mindset, all things kind of like that are gonna help you with your mindset, with your goals, productivity, success, greatness, basically. What makes people great and the things that separate people from being all right at life and then just flying. So that is definitely a different language. I can't read. But yeah, so we'll just give people a few minutes. Tonight, I'm excited about tonight's scope, guys. This could either be, I don't know what you want to do, right? This could either be quite epic because I've got 10 things that I want to go through, so that might take half an hour or so, or if people are getting tired because it's gone 10 o'clock in the UK, we could do 5 points tonight, 5 points tomorrow night. Let me know what you want. Tell me what you want, and if you like the sound of what we're going to do tonight, heart it up. Give me some hearts. If you tap your screen, guys, that will give me some hearts and make me feel good. You can give up to 500 out in any one Periscope. That takes you 90 seconds when you do this with 2 fingers or 3 fingers. Oh, I'm getting all 10. I'm getting 5 tonight. I tell you what, why don't we just see how we go, see where we end up, see what happens, see what time it is by the time we've got through 5. I want as well tonight, when I'm doing, do you speak French? Unfortunately not, no. When I was at school doing French, I failed my French exam because I think I said je suis un ordinateur, and that means I am a computer. So no, I took German instead. I'm pretty good at German though. I did German A level. Yeah, after each point tonight, I want people to interact and tell me kind of like maybe what you've done today that relates to this. Je ne comprends pas. Yeah, there you go. I remember that one. J'aime jouer au foot. I like football. That's about as French as I get. So tonight, guys, we're talking about getting stuff done. I normally say I've got a post that says just get shit done, GSD basically, but yeah, I have a few people in the Bulletproof Actor Facebook group. If you're not a member of that yet, join facebook.com/groups/Bulletproof Actor, who have said that they struggle to find the time sometimes to implement. Hello Granny Traff. Hello Kate, how you doing? Awesome. So yeah, Kate, so we're going to talk tonight about getting stuff done and things that you can do, little kind of productivity hacks really. You speak very good French, thanks. Little productivity hacks that are going to help us kind of get more done. You know, be more efficient. That's effectively it. It's to be more efficient, okay? Because we all have one thing in life that everybody has, and I don't care who you are. We all have 24 hours in a day, okay? Barack Obama has 24 hours in a day. He still works out for 1 hour a day. Admittedly, his gym's probably like next door to his office in the White House, but the guy still works out an hour a day. So when people tell me they don't have an hour to work out, I think you do, really. I'm sure you could find, you know, that hour, or, you know, get up an hour earlier, or wherever it is. But let's talk about productivity. Just before we do, I just want to read you an email. Nina, I hope you don't mind me reading this out. Nina, we spoke last night about breakthroughs and how we needed, in order to get a breakthrough in your life, if you're hitting a wall, you're hitting a brick wall, 3 strategies in order to get through that breakthrough. And that was, well, first of all, assess your strategy. Second, look at your story, because that was the the thing that was holding you back. that was kind of like, yeah, the main thing is your story. So look at your strategy, look at your story. Nina wrote me an email this morning and said, hey Ross, just to let you know, I changed my, and state, sorry, of course, the third thing was state, so change your state, whether, you know, from like either uncertain state or negative state, in order to align your state and your story together to find the best strategies for yourself. She put, hey Ross, just to let you know, I changed my state from the get-go this morning, changed my strategy, targeted an assistant rather than a casting director, because we were talking about the acting industry last night, and got a nice letter back from Zimmerman Casting, the first one. So this is like the first reply. Who knows where these things will lead, but it's believing they will lead somewhere that matters. So I just thought I wanted to just celebrate a little win there, because I'm all about celebrating wins. It's not necessarily about the $1 million big goal moments. It's about celebrating the wins along the way. Heart it up for Nina. Give Nina some hearts. Well done, Nina, for attacking that, changing your strategy and getting a result. There we go. We're seeing the hearts coming through for you. So good on you. Right, so how can we see, this feels good, doesn't it, Nina? Getting all those hearts. They're all for you, they are. So how can we really ramp up our productivity and ramp up our success through that? First one, okay, this I've got slides again, guys. I'm putting more and more effort into these every single scope. First one, okay, begin, oh, can you see that? Begin each day with a definite plan. Okay, most people, heart this up if you relate to this, because I used to do this all the time. Most people get up, check their email or their phone and start responding to other people's requests or demands instead of putting the stake in the ground for what they want out of their day first. So, do you, for instance, sleep next to your phone? Is your phone, or sometimes under your pillow, or in your bed with you? So the first thing you do in the morning is reach for it, probably check the time, then you'll go on your email. I used to do this all the time, and you might find in your email inbox demands instantly from other people that start dictating to you how you are going to use your time that day. Okay, it used to happen all the time. The main message for this, guys, is never ever say yes to somebody else when it means saying no to yourself. So I want people, I said we want to interact on this one, I want people to kind of think today of something that they've probably done for somebody else that they didn't really want to do, that took up their time away from their goals. You know, because generally what happens is people, this is other people, okay, so our friends and family and workmates and stuff, this really annoys me now, but what happens is people know they've got to get stuff done, and if they did those things when they were important, everything will be fine, okay? So they know they're important, something's coming up, but they don't do them. They wait until those things become urgent in their lives, because the deadline suddenly is like tomorrow, and then they email or phone you to get you to help them out. Where really, if they'd have just done that thing when it was important, it had never become urgent, and they wouldn't be putting this false emergency onto you. So let me know if you've done something today, what it was, maybe that distracted you from what you actually wanted to do. So you've actually gone, right, now it's my time to sit down and do what I want to do, but actually I'm so tired because I've done all this stuff for other people that really I've not got the energy to put into my goals, so I'll probably wait till tomorrow. And then you end up putting off, you know, what you should have done today because somebody else has encroached on your time, really. So never say yes to someone else when it means say no to you. Don't sleep with your phone next to your head either. Put it at least across the other side of the room so you've got to get out of bed before you look at it. And I would always suggest people have their breakfast, have a morning ritual, you know, maybe go for a walk, exercise, get a shower, do all these things first before you even look at your emails for the day. You know, have a definite plan for what you want to do and don't let anybody else you know, kind of steer your day, particularly from the morning, because it just sets you up for a bad day. So nobody's writing anything that they've done, so maybe none of you have done that today, and if you haven't, then that is brilliant. But remember that for tomorrow, okay? Never say yes to somebody if it means saying no to yourself. So number two, strategy number two, okay? Tap into the power of purpose. Right? Okay, it says when you are associated to the compelling reasons why you want to do something, no matter how big or small the task, this applies to everything, it provides you with the emotional drive to follow through. So what I want you to do, we talk about goals quite a lot on these scopes. The main driving force of your goal is your why you want to do it. Now sometimes people's initial why it's kind of like an intellectual answer. It's not necessarily the real reason why they want to do stuff. And in my upcoming mindset course called Bulletproof Actor, Unstoppable Confidence, Infinite Success, we go through an exercise called 7 Levels Deep, where it basically says, okay, why is it important for you to be successful, or why is it important for you to have whatever goal that is in your life? So ask yourself that now. You go, why is it important for me to have this? And your mind will instantly come up with probably an intellectual answer. And for a lot of people in acting, why did you make that such a mouthful? Cheeky peeky, you've been very, very cheeky. I sometimes can't speak when I get carried away, but yeah. So ask yourself why you want to do that thing, okay? And your mind will probably come up with something that's quite intellectual. So for a lot of actors, when I go, why do you want to be a successful actor? The first thing they tell me is, oh, well, I really want to evoke emotional response out of other people. I want them to make them think about the world and really important things. I want to change opinions. I'm like, no, you don't. You don't. Be honest with me. That's what you want. You want other people to hear. That's what you think is a really intellectual answer, is going to make people go, oh, wow, well, that's a really like selfless way of looking at it, and that's amazing that you really want to do that and impact the world in that way. Ask yourself, if that is the case and you give yourself this first answer, ask yourself why that is important. So why is it important for you to impact the world in that way? And then you'll come up with another answer. Then ask yourself why that is important. And then when you drill down maybe 4 or 5 levels deep, you'll start getting into the real reasons why you do what you do. And those things will be personal. They might even be emotional. You might actually start going, wow, well, you know, actually asking myself that question is quite hard, but really I want to do this because at a certain time in my life I felt like this, and I don't want anyone else to feel like that. Well, why is it important for no one else to feel like that? Well, because when I felt like that, it made me do this, it made me do that. Well, why is it important, you know, for other people not to do that? And you eventually drill down and you find a real why. It's a real compelling reason that when all stuff can't, you know, the poo hits the fan, and things aren't going well for you, is enough to bring you through and keep you on track when you remind yourself why you're doing stuff. So that's number 2, you know, tap in to the power of purpose. So you really know your why and why you're doing it, because there will be a messy middle along the way to you know, achieving your goals. And if you lose your why, Tony Robbins says, you know, lose your why, lose your way. I think that's very, very true. So you need a compelling reason, a compelling purpose for why you are doing what you are doing. And on a daily basis, that's going to drive you to be efficient and get that stuff done, as long as people aren't texting and emailing you to get their stuff done first. Number 3, very easy, very, very easy. Set priorities, okay? Out of everything on your list of actions, what is the most important? And that's dead simple. One piece of software that I use on a daily basis to plan what I am going to do and how I'm going to do it and in what order. I've mentioned on a couple of scopes, and a few people have said that it's transformed their lives as well, but it's great. It's called Workflowy, and it's a free app. You can go to workflowy.com, so that's work, FLOWY.com. And it's the most simple piece of software, but it allows you to basically make lists and then drill down within those lists, within those bullet points. It allows you to make notes and stuff, but it's so simple, you can't get lost in it at all. You can get the app for your iPhone and your Android and your iPad as well. And whenever you make a change on one, it updates on all. Shelley says, yeah, do it. Workflowy, Shelley. Have you used it, Shelley? I'm going to call you Flowy then, Shelley. Give us some hearts if you've used Workflowy, because it is brilliant. Honestly, it's absolutely brilliant, and it's completely free. So check that out, guys. Sign up. That's totally free. So that's number 3. Shelley says she has used it. Good. I love it. We're getting through these quite quick, actually. That's number 3. So number 4. This is like proper important. These are all proper important, but this is really important. Number 4. Schedule blocks of time to work on your most important results first, okay? If you lock in time that's dedicated to working on the things that are important to you, or your work first, then it's tougher to get pulled away by other people's priorities or urgencies. Now, when I say schedule blocks of time, sometimes well, what I do, this is really, I started doing something called 60-60-30 about a year ago, and I found this really up my efficiency. So rather than having my list of things for the day and going, right, well, today I need to get through this, and this, I'm just going to get them done by today, you know, not really kind of like, you know, put any kind of schedule in place. I will go, right, I'm going to turn off my phone, or at least turn notifications off. On your iPhone, there's a mode that I didn't know existed till a while ago called Do Not Disturb. If you flick up on your iPhone, unfortunately I don't know what it is for those using Androids, you'll see like a half moon symbol, and you click it, and it's a Do Not Disturb mode. So when you can set it so that it turns lots of different things off when you click that button. And I turn all my notifications off, all my beeps, all my social media alerts, everything like that. I'll put my phone face down on the desk, it doesn't even vibrate. And I'll go, right, I'm now going to do 60 minutes work of focused work on this one task that's in my list. So the first thing up that I've got to do, the priority that I set. When I've done that 60 minutes, I'll have 5 minutes off, and I'll just disconnect for a minute, and I might have a fruit tea like this one. Then what I do is I go, right, I'm going to do another 60 minutes on a completely different task. So it's unrelated to that first one, okay? So this keeps us engaged so we don't get bored. You ever worked on something for like hours and hours and hours, and you've just kind of, none of it starts to make sense? You just like, it all just blurs into one. You don't really know where you're up to, what you're doing, what you should do next. If you work for prolonged periods of time, that can happen. Barvu says yes. Exactly, and sometimes it just all kind of gets a bit like, it's just exhausting, it's just absolutely exhausting. If you mix it up in these focused hours, so your first hour is one thing, 5 minutes off, second hour is another, 5 minutes off, and then you have 30 minutes where you completely disconnect, and I mean like everything. So you might go, right, well for this 30 minutes, I'm going to go and watch Netflix, or I'm going to read whatever it is that I want to read. I've got some amazing books here. I've not read all of them yet, so I might go, right, I'm going to treat myself to reading a good book, and it's completely like unrelated to work. So then when I come back after that, I'm refreshed and I'm ready to go again. And I'll probably do that 60-60-30 thing probably two times a day, so I'm getting 4 hours of focused working, and then the rest of the day, you know, I can kind of flip between stuff, but at least I know I'm getting 4 completely focused hours where I'm getting no disturbances. Even if you can do this for 1 hour a day, guys. People go, well, I do a day job 9 to 5 and I get in and I've got to cook the tea and I've got to deal with the kids and all this sort of stuff. If you can find just 1 hour in the day where you put your phone on Do Not Disturb and you do 1 hour of focused work, then that's 7 hours a week, okay? 28 hours a month, okay? It's over 1 entire day of focused work. Imagine what you could do with that in your acting career or other businesses or anything else that's in your life for just 1 hour a day of focused work. It's massively, massively powerful. So remember, it's 60-60-30, that's what I do. 60 minutes on one topic, 5 minutes off, 60 minutes on another topic, 5 minutes off, and then 30 minutes complete disconnect. So you're getting that pleasure as well as the work, and you're getting stuff done, which is really pleasurable because you know, you're actually getting through your goals. Next one, kind of just mentioned this now. Was that number 4 I've just done? How many have I done? 4. This is number 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, number 5. Yeah, I find it helps prevent task overload. Definitely does, Stephen. Completely. And this is really useful as well, particularly if you've got a few important things on your to-do list. So, before I mentioned about doing things when they're important before they become urgent, we can get overwhelmed sometimes when we might have 3 things that are important. And who's done this? Heart this up if you understand. You've got your 3 things there, and you're so kind of overwhelmed that you've got these 3 massive things to do. You don't know which one to do first, and then you spend maybe like 20 minutes just kind of go, oh God, should I do that one? Oh no, you know, and then by that time you could have spent 20 minutes on one. I used to do that well, I still do that sometimes, you know, if I'm honest with you, until you become aware. You're like, no, come on. Remember, prioritise what's really the most important thing to do. But you can spend ages, and then you'll go, right, just for a minute, or I'll just look on Facebook for a sec, and then you start watching videos of cats playing the piano, and then an hour's gone by, and you go, oh, now look what's happened. So this one is really important. Use the power of deadlines, okay? There's a theory, there's a principle, okay, by an old British, I don't know if he's a historian, but he was called Cyril Parkinson, and he brought a principle out that he noticed in life, where work tends to expand to fit the amount of time allowed to it, okay? So if you set a deadline for yourself or your team and stick to it, you've got a much better chance of being more efficient. Cyril basically said the bigger something gets, the less efficient it is. So when we have say we go, okay, I want to write, I don't know, I want to write a book, right? Okay, so I could go, well, okay, I want to write a book, and my deadline is 2016, the end of 2016. very unlikely to start work on it in 2015. Do you ever remember when you were a kid at school? Again, heart this up. You have the whole school holidays to do your homework. Who, like me, would cram it in the last 2 days? I would do it every year. I would say to my mum at the start of the holidays, oh, well, I've got this assignment to do, I've got this assignment to do. But it's all right. If I just do 5 minutes of it a day, I'll have it all done by the middle of the holidays and I can enjoy myself. Oh my God, no. 3 days before going back to school, you start getting that feeling of dread, of going, oh my God, and you know, you're just in tears going, I've got all this work to do and I said I'd have done it. That's the Parkinson's principle, basically. The more time we allot to something, the less efficient we are. So sometimes, here's a little hack for you. Does anyone work in coffee shops? Does anyone do their work in a Starbucks or a Costa or something like that? Let me know, because this is pretty cool. I've done this a few times and this helps me. Give us some hearts or say yes if you ever go out. I'll make my own Starbucks now at home. There are other coffee brands available though. But if you do, don't take your charger with you. So Andre says, yeah, charge your laptop up 100%, take it with you and don't take your charger up. And then you go, guilty as charged, says Stephen. But yeah, I love it. I love going and sitting in a Starbucks, you know, and having a brew. But don't take your charger, take a fully charged laptop and it will make you work. You know, if you go, right, I'm going to set myself a deadline, I've got to get this done in this amount of time. And then you're going, oh my God, I've got 10% battery left on my laptop. I've got to work and I've got to be efficient. I can't browse Facebook or send some tweets. So yeah, use the power of deadlines. When we set a deadline, we just do it effectively. It just makes you do it because you have that accountability. You feel that you let yourself down if you don't do it. If you publicize your deadlines to other people as well and say, right, okay, you know, I'm going to pledge that I'm going to write these 3 letters to these casting directors this week, or I'm going to have my showreel scenes filmed by the 1st of November 2015, and you pledge to that, you hold yourself accountable to it. So deadlines, massively powerful. They're really going to help you get through. We might, you know what, guys? Let's just keep going on. That was number 5. What time is it? 20. Let's see how far we get by 10:30. Okay. If people, you're enjoying this, yeah? You don't want to go? Give me some hearts if you want to stay, and I'll do the other 5. Right. Okay. Good. I'm seeing some hearts. Nice one. Right. Number 6 then. Change habits or patterns that aren't relevant to your goals. Okay, so look at where you're currently spending your time. What are you doing that doesn't support you in getting to where you want to be? Now, for some people, for me for a long time, I kind of like fell into almost like what I would call a success trap. So I used to stay up really late at night because I would think that was getting me work done, and I always used to feel like I felt like I was getting ahead of people because I was working when they were sleeping, which was nice. Does anyone else like to stay up late, by the way, when they feel the whole of the rest of the world's asleep and they've got the whole world to themselves? Because I still kind of enjoy it. But what was really happening was I was getting up dead late. So all I was doing is making myself tired. The mornings when I had to get up at a normal time, I'd end up napping in the afternoon. So I was effectively kind of creating these habits that weren't conducive at all for me being efficient. I felt like I was being efficient because I was staying up late at night. Only for scopes, says Steve. Yeah, you can stay up to watch these scopes. That's absolutely fine. But yeah, I would kind of like create these habits like that. I've got a bit of a bad habit at the moment where I've got tea today. This is tea, but I would still drink coffee in the evening. And if I went to bed, say like 11 o'clock, I'd still be nano naps. Says Shelley. There's a lot of science, behind actually having a nap. That it's a positive thing, but for me sometimes I'd wake up after a small nap and I feel worse than when I'd had a nap. Before I'd had a nap, I'd wake up feeling even more tired. But yeah, just look at the habits that you're creating, and particularly those morning habits. Like I said, if you're checking your email the first thing you do when you wake up, or you're reading Sky News the first thing you do when you wake up. I talk a lot in Bulletproof Actor about external factors in our lives that manifest themselves into internal symptoms, and one of those things was news. And I've said this on a lot of scopes now, but on average there's 17 news articles that are negative that are published for every 1 news article that's positive. So if you're waking up in the morning, the first thing that you are doing is reading the news, you're probably setting yourself up for a pretty depressing start to the day, particularly at the moment when there's so many things going on around the world that just, are bad. Time magazine, one of the most successful magazines in the world, realised in the 80s that their most successful covers were all the negative ones and all the controversial ones, and since then the media has realised just how much negative news sells. So if one of your habits is watching the news first thing in the morning before you actually start your day, you're probably setting yourself up for a bit of a negative morning at least. So look at your habits that you've got, see if they are aligned to your goals, and if they're not, you need to change them. And we'll talk another night about how you can actually form positive new habits and a whole strategy how you go through, and you can do that within like 20 brilliant. Got here in time today. Nosy, you are here. You've missed quite a bit, Nosy, but at least you are on for quite a few more points. We're talking about productivity, Nosy. We've been through 6 points so far. We've got 4 to go. Talk about this all the time, but I thought I'd put it in again tonight. Point number 7. Don't waste time worrying about things you didn't do, okay? You can't create the future by looking in the rear view mirror. It's time to move on and focus on where you're going, not where you've been. I said this last night, I hammered it home as much as I could. Your past does not equal your future. You can't drive a car looking in the rear view mirror. You're gonna crash. Same thing happens in your life, okay? So don't get hung up on the things that that have happened in the past. Mark Twain had that quote I mentioned last night. He said, I've been through some terrible things in my life. A couple of them actually happened. People waste time worrying about things that haven't happened in the future as well, you see. So it's not just about the past, but things you didn't do include all the things in the past and all the things in the future that we kind of imagine that we're going to do, or how everything's not going to go well or anything like that. So focus on only the things that that you look forward to. Don't worry about stuff, particularly if it hasn't happened, might never happen, or stuff that's happened in the past. It does not equal your future. Number 8, measure your progress and celebrate your results. That's why I wanted to celebrate Nina's result at the start of this scope tonight. Okay, this lets your brain know that it's pleasurable to get stuff done, and since the brain moves towards pleasure, it will help you get more done in the future. It feels great to get stuff done. If you've got your workflowy.com work list open, you've prioritized your points for the day, and you can go through and click that kind of like cross out button on workflowy.com, and it grays it out, and you're like, yes, bang, there's another one done. Last night I completed writing Unit 4 of Bulletproof Actor. There's only 5 units in Bulletproof Actor, and I finished off Unit 4 last night. It felt great, and it motivated me to get up this morning, open up a new document, and start on Unit 5. Okay, you're kind of reprogram and condition your mind to get more things done, because you're getting a lot of pleasure from that. So measure your progress. Don't always think that you can't celebrate the smaller stuff. You don't have to just always worry about that end goal. Like I said last night as well, enjoy the processes. Okay, I mentioned like an analogy of a football manager going, well, a football manager wants to win the Premiership. So actually the process there, because that's way in the future, and you can't celebrate that until he's done it. So what you're going to do, put off your happiness until you've got that? No. His process would be daily training of the team. Let's celebrate the daily training. Let's celebrate all the little goals we score in training. When we have great training sessions, celebrate those things as well. You can measure your progress a lot better then, because you know how you're doing. You're like, right, I've got 10 steps till I complete my goal, but I've done 1, 2, and 3. I've done 4. If 5's tricky, you can look back and go, well, look at what I've done already. So always celebrate the milestones along the way. It's not all about the end game. Point number 9. We're getting there, guys. I've got nothing to write about this one, bar this in massive letters. Spend 90% of your time on the solution, only 10% of your time on the problem. So many people feel they have a problem, and all they do is focus on the problem. It's nonsense. How many people do you relate to that? High up if you do, where you have an issue and you can't see past it because you're just focusing actually on what's wrong, not on the solution or how you can how you can get through it. Hearts are coming through. We all do it because we're human. We go, oh my God, there's a huge problem. All I can think about for that entire day is that issue, rather than actually going, well, actually, I can just think about how I can solve this and how I can get through it. So remember, 90% of your time on the solution, 10% of your time on the problem. Last one, and this is really important as well. Well, they're all really important, but this is a cool one. Get excited about your vision and goals and imagine what it will be like when you accomplish them. Okay, the more you visualize success vividly and consistently, the more you harness the power of your unconscious mind to help make that success come true. This ties into a few things I've mentioned again on a few scopes. Big part of your brain, the reticular activating system. That's your inner filter in your brain that kind of will seek out what you are focusing on. So when you focus on the things that you want, you're going to see more opportunity to get it. When you're focusing on the things that you don't want, you're going to see more of the things you don't want. Okay, so when you get excited about your vision and your goals and you can see yourself achieving it, it's going to keep you motivated. It's going to make you get up in the morning, you know, not bow down to everyone else's stuff that they want to do, you know, they want you to do for them. It's going to keep you focused in those blocks of work. It ties into all those other 9 points. If you can visualize that success already happening, everything else we've mentioned tonight is going to be a lot easier, and you're going to see more opportunity to achieve it as well. So really focus on what you want. So many people in their life, when I ask them, I go, what do you want? Ooh, well, I don't know, I don't want this. They can tell me exactly instantly what they don't want, but they can't tell me straight away what they do want. You need to start focusing on exactly what you do want, and you will see way more opportunity to get it. So to recap, should we just have a little recap then? We'll just go through with the headlines. 1, begin each day with a definitive plan, okay? Number 1, begin each day with a definitive plan. Number 2, tap into the power of purpose. Steve says, to quote, you get more of what you focus on. You definitely do, Steve. So number 2, tap into the power of purpose. Number 3, set priorities. Set your priorities, massively important. Number 4, great one, schedule blocks of time, okay, to work on your most important results first. The things that you want, those results you want to get, work on those first. Use the power of deadlines. Deadlines will make sure you get that stuff done. Nearly swore again, but yeah, you will get that stuff done. Change habits or patterns that aren't relevant to your goals. Look at what you're doing and go, actually, why am I doing this? Is it getting me where I want to go? If it's not, just drop the habit. Let's replace it with a new habit. Don't waste time worrying about things you didn't do, okay? Both things in the past and things that haven't happened yet. Number 8, measure your progress and celebrate your results, okay? The little things as well. It's not always the massive things. One of my favourites. Spend 90% of your time on the solution, only 10% of your time on the problem. And lastly, get excited about your vision and goals and imagine what it will be like when you accomplish them. And feel that, guys, as well. Embody that. Oh, of course I can do it. Yes, I'm going to do it. When I do that, it's going to be brilliant. Get excited about it. And those are my top 10 tips for kind of keeping yourself on track and, you know, stopping yourself from giving yourself excuses about why you can't get stuff done. One of the most important ones in there definitely is to schedule that time, guys. That's 60, 60, 30. 60 minutes on one thing, 5-minute break, 60 minutes on another, 5-minute break, 30 minutes of pleasure, completely disconnected from work. That will keep you focused, efficient, and happy, because at least you're having a mix of work and pleasure. If you have enjoyed this, give me some hearts, write any questions you might have. We'll spend a couple of minutes now. Thank you very much, seeing those coming through, that's amazing. This is about, I think this is like the 12th scope that I've done on the trot every night. And they're brilliant, I absolutely love it. It just gives me an opportunity to share stuff that I've implemented in my life. Can't work out who it is he looks like, says Nosy Parker. Don't know. Who do you reckon? I've got some rosy cheeks tonight with these lights on. I've got some new lights in. They're pretty bright. I can, says Granny Straff. What, Alan Partridge? Remind me of the smarter thing. Oh, okay, Shelley. So the smarter thing. That's a model for setting goals. So we don't just set goals that are like, well, I want to earn more money this year, because that's pointless. You know, it's not specific at all, or any of these things within the SMARTER acronym. If you say I want to earn more money this year, I could give you a £1 coin and go, there you go, you've earned more money this year. Pointless. So SMARTER stands for these things. It stands for specific. Okay, your goals must be specific, really specific. So if you want to earn more money this year, no, I want to earn an extra £5,000 this year. We go measurable. Is that measurable? Well, if I can measure how much money I've earned, yeah, it is measurable, fine. Actionable. Can I start taking action on that? Yes, you can, absolutely. So specific, measurable, actionable. Realistic. Is £5,000 a realistic goal for me to earn an extra £5,000 this year? Yeah, fine. Realistic. Time bound. So we don't just say I want to earn £5,000 extra this year. We go, I want to earn £5,000 extra by, I don't know what it could be, the 1st of December 2015. But you know, be time bound. E stands for exciting. Well, he's earning £5,000 extra by the 1st of December. Exciting? Hell yeah, that's good. And relevant. So relevant to your period of life. So I'm talking about, you might set goals like, well, I want to have a family. Well, it might not be relevant to your life period right now, so you don't have to worry about that. So specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, time bound, exciting, and relevant. Yeah, so that's a SMARTER acronym. There's another goals acronym that I will go through that a friend of mine, he's a top mindset and health coach in LA called Mark Dharma. In fact, let me give you a little sneak peek of something now, guys. You're getting an exclusive now, just for you guys. I'm not going to publicise this anywhere else. Mark is one of LA's top health and mindset coaches. He coaches top actors in things like, well, huge Hollywood films, all the Fast and Furious films, things like Game of Thrones. Really, really big stuff out there. Who's the dancer off Strictly? Oh, not Anton de Beck. I get that sometimes. I think I've got to be better looking than Anton de Beck, but I do get it. I think our eyes are quite similar. Mark has offered guys who, well, I've recorded a podcast with him first of all that you will get free if you, as a bonus, if you enroll on the Bulletproof Actor mindset course that I'm launching next month. But he's also filmed 3 videos that are exclusive that he wants to give you guys if you join his mailing list. They're awesome, they're absolutely free, but they are just mindset, health and fitness tips that will really help you excel in all areas of your life. If you want to get those for free, if you go to becomeawarriornow.com/Ross Grant, ROSSGRANT. So becomeawarriornow.com/Ross Grant. And you will get those emails, we get the videos delivered to your email for free, and there's some awesome advice in there, so check that out. He's a really, really cool guy. But we also talk in the podcast I've done with him about another goal setting acronym called GROW, the GROW model, and that complements SMARTER. The SMARTER model is pretty cool. I'm coming to Manchester this weekend, says Andre. What are you doing in Manchester? Let me know. What's going on in Manchester? It's all happening in Manchester. Kate used to be in Manchester, now she's moved to London. How's London, Kate? If you're still on the scope, give me some hearts or let me know. It's great this though. It's like I feel like I know everybody on the. I think that must be Kate, the yellow ones, maybe. I can know everybody on these scopes. These are brilliant. Dancing classes, competitions, I'm guessing. Awesome. Well, good luck with that. Brilliant. Still here, says Granny Traff. Awesome. Good to see you, Kate. But yeah, I will be back, guys, tomorrow night, 10 PM. It's Friday night. I have no life. Don't really go out. I'm just working on Bulletproof Actor for you guys. So join me then. If you haven't subscribed to me on Periscope, if you're on your iPhone, swipe left to right and you can subscribe. If you're on Android, swipe bottom to top and you can subscribe. You can share the scope with your friends as well. If you want to get a topic in, London's full of weirdos just like you. Excellent. Who do you sound like? I don't know, Nosy. Maybe Alan Partridge. But yeah, so subscribe and share it with your mates, everything like that. I'll be back tomorrow night. If you want to suggest a topic to talk about tomorrow night, get in the Bulletproof Actor Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Bulletproof Actor and let me know. I also will post the replay of the scope for those who've missed it on the page as well. So if you're watching this on the replay, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you can join us live for the next one. Cheers, guys. Have a good night. It's been quite a long one. Thank you. Cheers, Granny Traff. Proud of you as well. Many thanks again. Awesome scope. Thanks, another fab scope. Well, amazing. Well, thank you for turning up. If you weren't here, I would have no audience. So thanks, Nina. Good luck with all your new strategies. Awesome. And yeah, cheers, Shelley. Cheeky Peaky. Thank you for turning up, and hope people will show up tomorrow night as well. Until then. Oh yeah, let me just give you. I'll leave you for a sec to just throw some hearts up. That's fine. That just helps me with rankings on Periscope. Great to be here. Thanks for your work. It's all right. Honestly, pleasure. I love it. I absolutely love this. Periscope is like probably the best platform I've ever experienced reaching out and coaching and helping people with this sort of stuff. So thank you. As soon as I'm going to wait and just claim all the hearts. When they've died down, I'll stop the broadcast. But it's good. The more hearts you get, the better rankings you get on Periscope. So for me starting off right now, it's valuable. But I think you can only give out 500 each per broadcast. Awesome. Well, thanks guys. Just keep hearting it, and I'll cut it off now. We'll be here all night. But thank you. I will speak to you tomorrow night, and go out there tomorrow. It's the last day of the week. Smash it. Do Alan Partridge again. Tip of the day for you, nosy. Don't throw water on a chip pan fire. It'll quite literally take your face off. Good night, everybody.